think very highly of him, always did, because John is the kind of person that you want in your corner.
John and I were there at the beginning when we had more ideas than capacity, more ideas than money, and I can't tell you how proud I am that he has stayed with this purpose.
Now, John is just a very bright guy, and he's very committed to the region, and he's very committed to manufacturing.
John is he's a big thinker, and he's been able to take all of these various inputs and be able to build a sense of direction, obviously for 25 years.
I've respected John a lot for he's got an uncanny ability. He knows the public sector, he knows the funding principles and the way that he goes about, and the amount that he handles and the way he handles it is something that he could have been a success in many other lines of work if he so chose.
John really gave us a sense of place, I think, in Cleveland. He's a very cerebral guy, he's very bright, he's always looking for the next thing.
I mean, he means everything to Warren, to be quite honest. I think he's really seen here in northeastern Ohio, both by the manufacturing community, but certainly by the government and the foundation type people as really the key to why WireNet's been successful.
John's a good friend, and there are times where you get so involved in your business you forget about everything else, and it's nice to always come back home to John because he's a great guy and a very patient guy, and he's also a very strong strategic thinker, and I have to say that I've really enjoyed our relationship for over the last almost 12-13 years.
A tremendous amount of respect for him from the standpoint of his business acumen and what he has done for the organization. It's when he does decide to retire, or it's going to be interesting to fill the shoes. You will not fill them. You will not fill his shoes. You'll find somebody to do the stuff that he does, but you will not fill them.
John embodies WireNet, and if we've had conversations about how to separate those two things for the preservation of WireNet in the absence of John, and that's still an ongoing conversation. How do you do that? The way John goes about doing it drove me nuts sometimes, and he'd get it done. He'd be scratching notes and no lines, and he'd be doodling, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what are we doing in this meeting? And 2 days later, he'd send out a summary of what we did. I was like, oh, that is exactly what we did. He didn't write any of that down. My thoughts were all completely linear and didn't go anywhere, and his were all over, and it turned out to be a plan.
When he looked you in the eye and he said, here's your solution, you believe in him, and it would work.
What has made John unique is his understanding of the issues and his ability to solve them. When there is an issue, it might be a new program that needs to be developed, a new resource for the community. He knows who to go to develop the program, to get it funded, and to bring it to life. And that's his real gift.
Thank you, John, for your steady hand.